Hello, happy Thursday, everyone. Let's talk about what we're eating today. Hey, everyone. So we're ready for meal one today. Really basic. I have some egg bites from the Instapot and 4 slices of bacon and water with electrolytes. No, there's no coffee experience this morning. I had to get up for my regular work time, and then I immediately following work have to run off to my big giant event, and that goes until 1 o'clock. Then I still got to get myself home and in bed. So I decided to save my coffee experience for I have a meeting at 2:30. So I think I'm going to try and plan and have my meal 2 and my coffee experience at 2:30. Now, it is a large span of time. Normally, I would just have those 2 meals in my 24-hour period. However, I'm going to be upending my sleep cycle, and I did pack myself, waiting for me in the fridge to throw in a backpack, 2 thermal flasks of water with KetOH-IO electrolyte drops in them. And I also cooked up some extra bacon so that I would be able to take some of that in my backpack just in case. Maybe I won't need it, but that's a long time for me. When I'm sleeping, sure, but I'm going to be very active and doing things and lifting stuff and heavy social interaction upstairs, downstairs, downstairs, upstairs, carry this, carry that, move this table. So I thought there's a half a chance that by around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, knowing that I'll still have a few hours to go, maybe I am going to need some more fuel. So I just packed up some bacon, and then if I don't need it, easy peasy, it comes here and it's ready for breakfast in the morning. Whatever works, right? So that's my plan. I'm going to go eat my meal one, and I will talk to you a little bit later. Bye-bye. Good afternoon, everyone. So let's take a minute and let's talk about hair loss. That was the most popular request yesterday. And don't worry, we'll still talk about all of our minerals, and we'll talk about seasonal affective disorder and depression in general. We've got lots of days and lots of times to cover lots of topics. I have quite the list of all the things we've said we want to talk about in the past, so we'll get there eventually. But I've seen the post like just in the last week about like 9 or 10 times. So I know it's a hot topic, and I know it's one that's some people have talked about it already. The information is out there, but we don't always seem to be reaching the same audience. So one more place where you can point people to say, here's some info. I feel like that's not a bad thing. Also, the number one things that I see people talk about with hair loss, they're like, you need to up your protein. And sometimes the answer comes back is, but I'm eating my protein and tons of protein, and I'm still losing it. And I'm taking collagen, which is basically it's protein. And even though it's an incomplete protein, it still hits the role for if a protein deficient caused hair loss. Because really what makes it an incomplete protein is the lack of tryptophan in it. So that's a very small thing. It's not a nothing thing, but it is a small thing, and there's no worries there. But there are a lot of different reasons as to why this could be happening. I'm sorry, I have like a sneeze or something. All right. Anyways. But there are a lot of various avenues to talk about why you could be experiencing hair loss. It's really, especially if you have a history of alopecia in your family, in which case it may not be your nutrition, but nutrition can help ease your symptoms. You need to, if you are experiencing heavy hair loss, make sure that you log all of the things you are doing. If you are losing a lot of weight, because that can impact it based on just the massive change to your body and your hormones, your metabolism. It impacts your thyroid, which everything in that region impacts your hair growth. And there's a good chance that if that's the kind of change that you are making, that it's going to be very easy. It's going to be patience. But that kind of hair loss isn't necessarily going to be large handfuls of loss. Most of the time, not every time, you do have to go see the doctor. You have to go see a dermatologist and your regular family medicine doctor. They can run a multitude of labs that can pinpoint and make sure that you're troubleshooting the right things. So nutrition and diet is where we're going to focus today, because it's really where they're really looking at today. There are a lot of things feeding into it. And it's also why you need to go to the doctor and get a full workup of labs. You need to find out which of these, or if any of these, are in the lower end, bordering low, or deficient. That's right, you don't have to be deficient for these to cause your hair loss problem. But you would need vitamin A, several vitamin Bs, vitamin D, and by vitamin D, that's vitamin D3 plus K2, vitamin E, iron, selenium, zinc, and so where that's going to feed into is your ferritin, your folic acid, all those fun things. So it's possible that you can turn it around. Oh, also iodine. I was forgetting that. It's possible that you can turn your hair loss around, regardless of how light it is or how heavy it is. It does take time. But the other thing that can do, if you are low on the lower end of these vitamins, switching them up and getting a decent supplementation or changing your foods to increase your intake can also slow the gray hairs from coming in. So that's a kind of important thing to know. Your scalp has, like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, 100,000s. I don't think I said that right. 100,000 hair follicles. And so a lot of them are in what's called the anagen phase. So that's fine. That's what needs your essential elements, your protein, your vitamin, your minerals, etc., etc. So that's all part of your diet. Also, linked to hair loss is scurvy. So that's your vitamin C deficiency. So make sure that you are on top of that as well. So poor nutrition, once again, is right in there in the mix. I'm just trying to think for a second. Vitamin A, I want to talk to you about the vitamins specifically. So vitamin A, that's what includes your fat-soluble retinoids. So, and that's what you hear about with like carrots in your eyes and all that stuff too. But so it does come from plants, but not always. You can get it in plenty of sources that are not just carrots. And if you need to, you can definitely do a supplement. You do need to be cautious. And again, keep on top of it. And that's why I tell you not to just willy-nilly take supplements over the counter. You need to double check with your doctor, or even if you have to order them yourself, because if you do it on the vitamin A, then it can make you ill. So it's important to think about that. Plus, you need to make sure you're taking the right kind for a tolerable intake level. The upper tolerance is like 10,000 IU. So you definitely want to just make sure what you're taking, because you don't want to make yourself sick by trying to prevent your hair loss and then find out you didn't even need that in the first place. Also, too little vitamin A can cause hair loss, but over supplementing and having too much vitamin A can make your hair fall out faster. So you definitely want to be careful. Plus, it can irritate your liver. So vitamin A, there's one. All right, so I said vitamin Bs. Let's talk about vitamin Bs. Your B1, which is your thiamine. B2, you've heard these words before. B2 is your riboflavin. B3 is your niacin, good for your heart. B5 is your pantothenic acid. Well, I hope I said that right. You might have to look that one up on me. Vitamin B6, that's your biotin, which we talk about. You hear about that. Take some biotin all the time. So there you go. There's where it is. It's your B5, part of your B vitamins. B7 is your folate. And then, of course, B12. All of those aid in your hair regrowth. Actually, they impact everything with cell metabolism in your body. Excuse me, it's freezing. I gotta turn my little space heater on. So sorry if there's a little fan sound, but I am icy cold right now all of a sudden. And by the way, it's nearing time for my coffee experience. Meal 2 will be soon, and I am ready for my coffee. Oh, if I have any more meetings today without my coffee, I don't know how I'm going to have one meeting, but it's not an annoying one. So after that, though, that coffee better be on this desk. So let's see. Okay, so the riboflavin. So that's part of your flavin mononucleotide. And the flavin adenine dinucleotide. I hope I don't know. The words are long, and I'm smart, but sometimes it's hard to remember all of them. There's a lot of them. Anyways, these two mononucleotides and the dinucleotides are about 90% of your dietary riboflavin. So they play roles in your cellular development, which is why it feeds into your hair and your potential for hair loss. It helps with your metabolism of fats. It helps with energy production. And your body only stores teeny tiny bits of the riboflavin in your liver, in your heart, and your kidneys. So the deficiency for riboflavin is actually pretty rare. So that's why I say you're probably fine not worrying too much about it. But if you are deficient in riboflavin, that can be part of your hair loss component, and you want to make sure you get that checked out. Let's have some water. Anyway, so that should be 2. But, so one of the things I can say always is if you just take a B complex, you'll urinate out a lot of the extra, but it kind of covers the whole spectrum. You don't need to megadose any of these things. See, vitamin B7, I mentioned that your biotin. So that's that helps catalyze in your fatty acid, your glucose, and amino acid metabolism. So it's also part of your histone modification, cell signals, and gene regulation. So most of the time you'll get plenty of biotin if you are eating a good amount of protein. So sometimes when people want you to eat more protein for your hair loss, B7 is a big part of that. Dietary protein has to be broken down into free biotin, and that gets stored, again, your liver is so important, and in your small intestine. So I'm just trying to think. So there's no evidence for anything toxic with taking too much biotin, but it can cause some weird test results, so you need to make sure that you let everybody know that you're taking biotin, especially if they're doing thyroid tests. Most of those supplements that are for hair, skin, and nails are super way high in the biotin. Don't take those. They're garbage, and they're not going to do anything for you. That just having a singular dose of biotin and eating good protein is going to do. It's called exogenous biotin, by the way, just like exogenous ketones. Exogenous biotone, like I said, be careful because you need to make sure you are very transparent about it because it can impact tests for your thyroid. And if you have a thyroid issue or your hormones, it's going to cause problems with all of that. So I'm just trying to think of what else. Oh, folate, that's another water-soluble B vitamin. So, and then also that can cause problems, deficiency with your hair, skin, and nail changes. And then, of course, B12, which helps with your brain function, red blood cell formation, and also can impact your hair. So a nice B complex will be more than enough, as well as just tweaking your diet just a little bit. So remember your vitamin C, but don't go crazy. There's no reason to worry about vitamin C. And they don't know for sure that it can impact hair loss. It's just a guess because vitamin C is important for absorbing iron. Low iron can impact your hair loss. Vitamin D, we talk about vitamin D like crazy. Get some sunshine and take your supplement if you need it because there's no sunshine. So let's see. I'm trying to think. And iron is super important, especially if you are a woman, and because iron tends to deficiency tends to roll there a little harder. And hey, that other topic we were going to talk about, selenium. It's pretty important here, and it can also cause issues with hair loss. However, you need to be super careful supplementing selenium because it can very much be overdone and cause you to get sick. Selenium toxicity is an issue thing. So if you have nausea or vomiting or nail brittles, then all of that stuff, then knock it off right now. Again, see your doctor for that. It's very careful and make sure. And of course, iodine. Iodine will absolutely cause loss of hair loss and actually hair thinning. Some of the hair loss, yes, but also your actual hair will thin out with an iodine deficiency, which you don't know, and you want to be careful with taking too much iodine. So again, see your doctor, see your medical doctor, get the labs run, and find out if you need it. So that's your hair loss. There are also a lot of different shampoos and stuff that can help with getting the right mixture into your scalp to help make that healthier. Again, you usually have to go see a doctor to make sure that you are deficient in the right ways where those shampoos would be beneficial to you. So don't just go buy one off the internet. Again, so that's basically a quick rundown of the hair loss. Protein is not always the answer. It's just the easiest and most common one to contend with, and I 100% recommend that you up your protein because it helps with a lot of things. And there are actually a lot of studies in progress, so I highly encourage you to take a look at them, do some research, and check it out. See you later for meal 2. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, time for meal 2. And let me tell you, I have my coffee. That is my number one most important thing right now. I still miss it a lot, so I've obviously still got some work to do on that. But my lunch, or my meal 2, I guess it's dinner really, I could not be more pleased. Look at that roast beef. It was perfect. I had it in my rotisserie in my Instapot Omni Plus, and I just could not be happier. It came out perfect. And then I also have some slices of that egg bread. So very simple, but hopefully really satisfying because it's going to really hold me over. And I hope that you have an amazing, amazing evening. Tomorrow is Friday. I'll let you know how my event goes when I wake up tomorrow. I've got no alarm set. I'm really hoping that I can sleep in, even though traditionally my conditioning to getting up early has often impacted that. But if nothing else, maybe I can wake up and then go back to sleep. Sometimes that works, and I'd really like it too. So in the meantime, go you. You're amazing. I see you all super out there killing it and working hard, and I cannot wait to hear about your day and your progress and what you think about all of the things happening this holiday weekend. So share with me down in the comments shoot the breeze. Tell me what you think and what you ate today. And how about tell me if you did any exercise today? That's a good update for me to give you. I forgot almost. So that was another thing that I did because I'm upending my sleep cycles. Yesterday, I did my final day of doing my 100 squats and my 100 kettlebells plus my planks. Now, I do planks all the time, so that was not really a special event thing. And sorry, I just shook the camera there, but you'll live. This is, it's still my half-ass channel, so things like that happen. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, and I thought, I'm going to get up and I'm ready to exercise. And I was like, actually, I still want to exercise, but maybe not so intense. And so what I actually did was I saw Body Fit by Amy is doing like a big a 30-day routine to help with fitness and building for people, especially pregnant women. And I know I'm not anywhere near a pregnant woman, but I thought, oh, a fusion yoga workout sounds very relaxing. And I was kind of already cranky and tense and thinking about the stress tonight. And so that's what I did. It was a 30-minute routine. It was real simple. It didn't have zero value to it, though. It was great for my mobility. And at the end, it did up my heart rate a little bit. So it was just really soothing and a relaxing sort of go around. And so I really appreciate that I was able to do that because I think that by tomorrow I'm going to have to focus on resituating myself. And so I may not have my regular exercise during the event weekend. We'll see how it goes. But I did really enjoy that. Even though I'm not usually a fan of yoga, it really did help. So a gentle workout today. Still a workout. So go you, share your goals, tell me what you're thinking about, what's on your mind, how your life is going, all of that fun stuff down in the comments. See you soon. Bye-bye.